Hey guys, how is everybody doing? Deadpool and Wolverine is now officially playing in theaters. As you're probably watching this, it's probably Monday morning, or whenever you're watching this, where I live, it might be Monday morning. So it is playing in theaters. I have already watched Deadpool and Wolverine twice. Yes, I know, I'm a psychopath. I love the movie too much. But I kind of realized since my excitement for the movie kind of went all over the place, I kind of forgot that I needed to talk about Deadpool 2. That's not a joke. I legit kind of forgot I had to make this video, but I'm here now. Let's talk about Deadpool 2. Starting off with my positives on Deadpool 2, and something that I really enjoy a lot more than I do in the first movie, and mainly because of its new director, David Leitch, who has recently directed movies like The Fall Guy. I believe he directed one of the John Wick movies. I believe it was the first one. I could be mistaken. And he also directed Atomic Blonde. And so, one thing I really do like about David Leitch is his action. He shoots great action. He makes action sequences a lot intense and suspenseful and adrenaline feeling. So Deadpool 2 obviously has some great action. I do believe the action is really good in here because of its director David Leitch. I'm thinking, and I've talked ad nauseum about these few movies with Wolverine and Deadpool movies that the action is always good, but I think out of all of them, this might be my favorite. But Logan is a good contender. But yeah, I really enjoy the action for this movie. It's very entertaining, and I think my favorite one is like in the opening when there's like a whole killing montage going on with Deadpool, and he's just killing a bunch of people, and it's like a montage and it's action, and he's just fucking people up. That one was just a lot of fun, and yeah, a lot of people would probably say the whole like thing trying to get Russell out of that jail thing when they're transporting him or whatever. I guarantee you a lot of people would say that because that's like the biggest action sequence in this movie. But I would say the opening is probably my favorite action at all in this movie. So yeah, action wise, it's really good. One thing that I do like that they do with Wade or Deadpool is that we get to see a more emotional side to him because in the beginning of the movie, he doesn't kill one of the people he was supposed to kill, and they tracked him down. He kills a few of their goons, but the main guy that was meant to kill him, he ends up killing Vanessa. Wade is absolutely torn about it. That was the love of his wife, as we saw the sex montage in the first movie, and that was the love of his life. And what is going on with my eye? It feels like there's a hair hanging off of it, but whatever. That's the love of his life, and she's gone now. He doesn't really know what to do, and he feels like there's nothing in life that matters, and so. And it's kind of a joke throughout the movie to where he's trying to kill himself. He like throws himself into a fucking polar bear pit or what.
Fucking delicious, Pops.
Whatever, and he calls himself Captain Delicious Pants to this one kid, and he like drinks like a shit ton of like bleach or whatever and jumps off a roof. Like that shit's pretty funny, I will admit, but yeah, it was actually kind of cool to see a more emotional side to Wade and that he tries to kind of build himself as a character. This one I felt has like a lot of Wade build up to it, not build up, but character development in a way, because like we get to see the more emotional side to him, which I thought was a really good idea for the sequel, especially since we get to see Deadpool like 24/7. I think that we should see more of Wade, and I do think that they just did a good job of showing him the more emotional and sad part of him. I also really love the inclusion of Josh Brolin as Cable. That guy had a hell of a year in 2018. He played Thanos in 2018, and he was Cable in 2018 in Deadpool 2. Like that guy had one hell of a year, and he's still one of the most ongoing actors that are still amazing. He's still with Dune at the moment. He's probably doing something else right now too, but the guy had a great year in 2018, and I do believe he was a fantastic casting as Cable, and he's one of my favorite Deadpool characters in the comics and just in the X-Men universe at all. And so, yeah, I do believe Josh Brolin was a perfect choice for Cable. I do believe that he kind of matches that character, especially the type of tone that he goes for, and how mean and aggressive he can be, and how like he's a time traveler, and he just does a great job. I Everything about Cable to me just speaks out that Josh Brolin just knew what to do, and he just felt like he just played like a more anti-hero-ish of Thanos in a way, and they even make a joke where Deadpool yells at him and says, "Zip it, Thanos!" So yeah, I really love that Josh Brolin was Cable in here, and I'm glad that Cable was just in this movie entirely, and I'm really hoping we get to see Cable again in a future Deadpool project or a future Marvel project at all, because he's a really cool character and is a character that I really enjoy. And I'm just really hoping we get to see him in the future because the fact that we only got him in this one movie and how successful this movie was and how great that character is, it's kind of upsetting that there's only he's only starred in this movie. And I'm hoping in Deadpool 4 we'll get to see him when they hopefully make that movie. In Deadpool 4, I'm hoping we get to see him. But yeah, but I really enjoy Josh. What was his name? For some reason, I blanked out his name, Josh Brolin. He does a great job as Cable, and like I said, I'm really hoping we get to see him again. Now, I don't know if this is a real thing in the comics because I don't think it is. Actually, it might be, but I don't know. The whole joke about X-Force, which is basically like X-Men, but with like Wade recruiting his own type of superheroes or soups, and that fucking thing is hilarious because you get like this one guy where fucking love the joke to where it turns out the invisible guy is actually played by Brad Pitt. That was a great joke.
And can't blow what it can't see. Really?
And you also get Bill Skarsgård as some guy that can vomit acid or whatever. And Peter, the MVP of this franchise. I fucking love Peter. So, and what was the other guy? There's one guy that I really liked. And Domino, who she's part of it. And again, I'm hoping we get to see her in a future project. Everybody that seemed to be in this movie just basically said, fuck you, we're not coming back. But yeah, I thought the whole X-Force joke was hilarious. The Brad Pitt joke was funny as fuck. Peter, MVP of the series, and Domino was great inclusion and one of my favorite characters in the Deadpool comics. So yeah, I thought that whole X-Force joke was fucking hilarious, and the whole montage to where they're doing their first landing and they're doing like their whole superhero thing while Thunderstruck is playing, and they all just fucking die horribly one by one. That was some of the funniest shit ever. I fucking love the X-Force joke, and it's just one of my favorite things in this entire series. One character that got a huge upgrade in this movie from the X-Men movies, and that is the Juggernaut. Juggernaut is a great character, and I don't know how they fucked him up in X-Men The Last Stand, but Fox was all over the place making characters, so who knows? And somehow Ryan Reynolds did a better job playing Juggernaut than the X-Men Last Stand guy did. Yeah, Ryan Reynolds, the goofy trickster guy that plays Deadpool. Yeah, he plays that big ass motherfucker. Somehow Ryan Reynolds does a better job, but I thought that the whole mocap thing was like he's just a big ass motherfucker and how he kind of becomes like one of the big villains at the end of the movie. So yeah, it was fucking awesome to see Juggernaut. I love that character so much, and especially in the X-Men animated series, I love him when he's in that. And yeah, Juggernaut's just a good character, and it's so surprising to me that Ryan Reynolds plays him, and he does a great job somehow. I don't understand that. And my final positive is that whole post-credit sequence. That shit is so fucking funny. Like to where my favorite joke is when he goes up to Ryan Reynolds, or a version of himself, when he gets the script for Green Lantern and he shoots himself in the head.
God damn, that's beautiful. You're welcome, Canada.
That was a terrible movie. That was a very terrible movie. And he also tries to go and kill baby Hitler, but he's kind of just thinking second thoughts at first, and he goes, "Okay, maximum effort." But at the very end of the credits, he's just holding little baby Hitler. That's fun. That's funny. And it's just like, yeah, like what? Why would you want to kill a baby? Yeah, sure, they're gonna grow up and be evil, but no killing babies. No killing babies. And when he kills the fucking variant or whatever of Deadpool from X-Men Origins, like that was basically that some of the shit in that post credits when he's killing people from different timelines or stopping things from happening, that some of that shit was personal for Ryan Reynolds, like the Green Lantern thing, the Deadpool from X-Men Origins, like some of that shit you could just tell was personal for Ryan Reynolds. And I don't know if they did it as a joke, but some of it just felt personal. But yeah, all the way from beginning to end was just hilarious, and I'm glad that has to do with some of the story in Deadpool and Wolverine. Actually, not really. That's what they teased, anyways. But yeah, that whole post credits was just fucking hilarious, and yeah, it was just funny, and the whole Green Lantern thing. Yeah, that movie's terrible. I haven't watched that movie in like 6 years. I don't plan to. That movie's terrible. Moving on to my mixed aspects, the character of Reggie, who's like a teenager that can shoot fire out of his hands or whatever, who's basically Pyro or Johnny Storm or whatever. Um, he's okay. I don't mind him as a character. His acting ability isn't great, but I can't really blame it all on him. He's still young, and he was also in Godzilla vs Kong, if I'm not mistaken. And I haven't seen him in like any other projects. I don't know if he like quit acting or if he's just in other projects I didn't know about. I don't know. I haven't seen that guy around in a long time, but his acting ability, it's fine. His character all right, I guess. They try to make him as like a child for Deadpool or whatever, and they try to make Deadpool like a father figure for him because like Wade needs to find himself after Vanessa died or whatever. But I felt his character was fine. I didn't really care for him too much, but he's not very funny either, which is kind of disappointing. I never really found myself laughing at him, and he's kind of advertised as the villain in towards the end of the movie because I like the first half of the movie, it's like Cable. Second half, it's Reggie, and then the final half of the movie, it's Reggie and the Juggernaut. It's like, well, who's the villain here? Also, like, who the fuck's supposed to be the villain? You got multiple shit going on. But yeah, Reggie as a character, he's fine. Villain, not good. My second mixed aspect is the comedy. Now, it's not bad. It's still good. 95% of the comedy absolutely lands for me. The comedy is still off the charts. It's still good. Ryan Reynolds, still comedy gold. But why it's in my mixed aspects is that it's predictable. Like, when some shit's about to happen, like when this thing happens, when that happens, like, he's gonna say something stupid and go. And he says it, and it's just like, oh, it's kind of predictable. It's mainly because of the first movie, because like I watched these two movies back to back, and like I actually watched these two movies in the same day, so that probably had to do something with it. But like when you watch the first movie and then Deadpool 2, it's just very predictable since they're both basically the same amount of comedy. But yeah, it's still good. 95% of the comedy still lands. Just the other 5%, it's just pretty predictable. All in all, guys, I really enjoyed Deadpool 2. I do believe it's a very solid follow-up to that first Deadpool movie. Nowhere near as close as the first Deadpool, and now recently watching Deadpool and Wolverine twice, I can say that this is the weakest of the Deadpool trilogy, but that's not a very high bar because all three of these movies are really good. But this may be my least favorite of the three movies, but it's still a damn good time. It's still a fun Marvel movie. If you enjoyed the first Deadpool movie, I definitely believe you're going to enjoy this one. What do you guys think about Deadpool 2? Have you seen it? What do you think about it? Do you like this movie? Do you not like this movie? Do you prefer this over the first Deadpool movie? Do you think this is the best of the trilogy? Do you prefer it over Deadpool and Wolverine? Let me know in the comments below and we shall talk about it. If you like this video, like it. If you love it, subscribe to the bell notifications so you will get notified for all of my latest videos. And of course, until my next video, I'll see you all next time.